Hello everyone. I want to take a few minutes to show you how you can use your TI-30 to help you find the factors of a number like 63. So let's say we have this factoring problem. We have to factor x squared minus 2x minus 63. And so I want to be looking for factors of negative 63 that add up to negative 2. Now if you have trouble doing that, we're going to go over to our calculator, and here's what we're going to do. Kind of zoomed out so we can kind of see most of the calculator. And let me just get everything positioned here. So the first thing you want to notice here is next to your clear key, there's a table key. You want to hit that table key. Whatever this number is, just put in its absolute value. So just put in 63. And then your division sign. And then next to your 4 key, you have your variable key. Just hit it once. So it should say 64 divided by x. So we did table. I typed in 63 because that's the number I'm breaking down. My division, and then my variable key. I hit enter. And always make sure this is going to start at 0. Step should be 1. Auto, OK, just keep entering. So looking at this, I see one pair of factors is 1 times 63. I'm not going to do 2 because that's not a nice whole number for y. So 3 and 21. And I'm going to keep going here, keep hitting my down arrow, get all the numbers here. These are whole numbers until this number gets to be smaller than this number. So then I have 7 times 9. So I'm going to copy that down. And now my number here is smaller than this one, so I know I've got them all. So now looking back at the problem, I've got my list. I know this is actually negative 3, so negative 63, so one of these has to be negative and one has to be positive. We get a negative 2x, so the larger number has to be negative. And then I can see that 7 plus a negative 9, that's going to add up to a negative 2. So that's the factorization I want. And since the coefficient of the squared term is 1, I can immediately write down the answer. So that'd be my factorization. Let's do another example, and this time we're going to do it when the coefficient of the square term is not 1, so we're going to have to use our AC method. So let's say we had this problem. I want to factor 2x squared plus 7x minus 15. Coefficient of the square term is not 1, so I'm going to have to take a times c. 2 times a negative 15. That'd be equal to negative 30. And so then I want to go ahead and break down negative 30. So again, I'm going to go ahead and grab my calculator. And let me do second quit to get out of this. So when I go and hit my table, I'm going to type 30 divided by x. Again, I don't worry about the sign right now. We'll get the sign later. We just want to get these factors. So I hit enter. I need to start at 0. Enter, enter. Okay. So we have 1 times 30. 2 times 15. So I write those down. Hit my down arrow. 3 times 10. 4 doesn't work. 5 times 6. And anything else is going to be too big. 6 times 5 and 5 times 6 are the same combination. So this was negative 30, so I need one of the numbers to be negative. This was a positive 7x, so the larger number needs to be positive. So this is the combination I want, negative 3 and 10. I cannot just write down the answer here because the coefficient of my square term is not 1. I'm going to have to do my factor by grouping. So this would be minus 3x plus 10x and if I take a look at the first two terms, they have a common factor of x, so I'm going to factor that out. My leftovers are going to be 2x minus 3. My last two terms have a common factor of 5. So I'm going to factor that out. And that's also going to give me a 2x minus 3. And now our two pieces have that 2x minus 3 in common. My leftovers are x plus 5. And keep in mind, you can always check your answer by foiling. Product of the first would be 2x squared. Outer terms would be 10x. Inner terms would be negative 3x. That adds up to a plus 7x. Negative 3 times 5 for the last would give us negative 15. All right, let's do one more. So let's say this time we want to factor 3x squared plus 25x plus 28. So I'm going to put my 3 times 28, and that works out to be 84. So now I got to break down 84. So I'm going to bring over my calculator. Do my second quick get out of all this, hit my table key. Go ahead and replace that by 84 divided by x. Hit enter. Again, I'm going to start at 0. And I can see my factors here. I've got 1 times 84. 2 times 42. 3 times 28. 4 times 21. 5 doesn't go in evenly. 6 times 14. 7 times 12. 8 doesn't work. 9. And now we're getting our number y here is too small. So now we know we've got them all. This times 84 is positive, so both of these have to have the same sign. This is a positive 25, so both are going to be positive. And I just need to look for the pair that adds up to 25. And it looks like it's 4 and 21. So that's going to give us 3x squared plus 4x plus 21x plus 28. And now we're going to do our factor by grouping. First two terms have a common factor of x. Last two terms have a common factor of 7. And then our two pieces have that common factor of 3x plus 4. So our answer would be 3x plus 4 times x plus 7. And then what we're going to see later is we're going to be solving these. So we might have these equal to 0. And then what you would do is set each factor equal to 0 and solve it. I'm not going to do it here because we're just factoring here for right now. But that's kind of the idea where the factoring is. And now you know how to use your TI-84 to kind of make this process easier for you if you're having trouble generating these numbers.